Good afternoon. I'm Cory McIntyre here with the TV-10 Sports. As the women's golf season is coming to an end, they look to finish strong in their last tournament of the year. The Redbirds got off to a great start in day one, setting a program record with a score of 6 under 282. Standout golfer Jin Young Yoon led the way with a score of 67. This is her third time shooting a 67 this season, and she remains the only player in program history to shoot lower than a 68 in a single round. She has to be considered newcomer of the year with how she's been shredding the record books. The volleyball team is arguably the hottest team in their conference right now. Winning 26 of their last 29 sets, they show no signs of slowing down. With play like this, it brings up questions like what happened to this team, what changed in the locker room, and what adjustments were made to get back on the right track. Well, if you want to ask one of these questions, tonight is your chance to do so. Coach Allie Matters will be at Rob Dobbs holding her weekly show. So if you want to know, just ask the source. And for the second time this season, Mari Hinkle is recognized for her stellar defensive performances. This past week, she earned 71 total digs and averaged 6 digs per set. In a match versus Indiana State, she recorded 15 digs in just the first set. Hinkle sits 11th in the NCAA and 3rd in the MVC for digs per set with 5.29. She is looking to continue this performance this weekend as the Birds are taking on the 2 top teams in the MVC in Northern Iowa and Drake. And are you ready for basketball season? I know I am, but if you are, then CEFCU Arena is the place to be this Sunday afternoon. The Illinois Wesleyan Titans will take on the Redbirds in the exhibition match. The Lady Birds will tip off at 1 p.m., and then 30 minutes after their game, the men will tip off. A single ticket grants access to both games. Students are free, and seating is first come, first serve. So if you want to get a good seat, get to the arena as soon as the doors open at noon. ALCS Game 7, win or go home. Man, you just have to love these type of series. This is what sports is all about. But let me give you a quick recap of how we got here. So the Rangers took the first 2, Houston took the next 3, and then the Rangers forced Game 7. Let's see how it went down. In the top of the first, Garver sends a fly ball to left center, but the Astros defense didn't show up to play, and this play shows it right here. And Adalis Garcia goes home. Garcia was the biggest story of this series, and this play right here shows you why. On the ump cam, he sends a shot to right field, and this was one of his 2 home runs hit in this game alone. Then his next time at the plate, he hit a 2 RBI single, making history with 14 RBIs in a single postseason series. And the Astros were not amused. Fast forward to the bottom of the 9th, Tucker sends one to the second baseman, and this will end the game. They will survive the Astros. Garcia is named ALCS MVP, and the Rangers will face the winner of the Phillies in the Diamondbacks series. And Cameron, I know in Australia you have cricket, which is kind of similar to baseball. So do you have any favorites for the World Series?
I mean, I think it's pretty impressive that he landed 2 home runs, but if I had to say anything, I land at least 6 home runs in Wii Sports, so I think maybe I should get off on the field, but I mean, you know.
You should take a shot. I'd like to see it.
All right, thanks, Cory. Coming up next on TV-10 News, before we leave, stick around for a weather recap and hear about people already getting in the Christmas spirit.
And you don't want to miss the animal at Miller Park Zoo that will make you want to move it, move it. More on that and more after the break.
For the 110th time, the Redbirds will take on the Titans. Even though the match took place in CEFCU Arena, Wesleyan's fans showed boatloads of support. But when the game tipped off, nothing else mattered but the ball and the rim. Luke Kazupke understood the assignment and broke the ice for the Redbirds. The Redbirds will continue their hot start with buckets inside from Kendall Lewis and Miles Foster. The Titans will come back with a couple of buckets of their own, but the defense and hustle from ISU will only hold them to 19 points at the half. On the other side of the ball, Darius Buford was absolutely killing it, finishing the first half with 15 points. Coming out of the half, Wesleyan came out aggressive, but after a lackluster half from Malachi Poindexter, he came out determined to get it going, and that he did. He did not one, not two, but 3 threes in a row. But if you ask him, his performance wasn't self-sufficient.
First of all, I just want to credit all of my teammates because I was just open and they hit me a couple of times and they just ended up going in. So we're kind of getting our and then also I want to thank the fans as well because once you hit one, then you kind of feel the electricity going through your body.
In the remainder of the half, the Redbirds will run away with it. Darius Buford led all scorers with 19, followed by Malachi Poindexter and newcomer Ty Pence. ISU would defeat the Titans in this